Oh boy, here we go. This is a video I didn't want to make. So, as it is, I have to resend my Xbox Series X back to Microsoft Repair. That way they can take a look at it one more time. Because apparently I'm having the hardest time running any game that can ray trace. That there's only one game that it's basically unplayable, and that's the medium. But then there's also other games like the Call of the Sea, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Gears 5, and I think one more that I played, which is Outriders. Um, I have just all of these lights and graphical issues, white screens with rainbow light artifacts everywhere. I'll show all the footage for that. I'm pretty sure you're here because your Xbox is either experiencing something else or the headline got to you. But my Series X has a massive GPU problem. At this point, I solved it through like errors and going on Reddit and Googling things out. But apparently this problem's pretty small. It's not that widespread, I guess, because it's only like a handful of people. Generally, when people have these kinds of problems, everybody has some sort of solution around it. One of the bigger things that you're going to hear out on the internet is you're going to need a better HDMI cable. The one that the Series X comes with is pretty good. It's supposed to run up to 48 gigabytes speed, which is what you need, right? So that you can set up all of your TVs or monitors that run 2.1 HDMI. Granted, when the Series X came out, there was hardly anything that was 2.1. It was just the LG OLED TVs, the CX and the CL. I don't know what the other model was called, but yeah, no, there was hardly anything that runs a 2.1. So everybody on the internet's gonna tell you check your HDMI's, check your settings, make sure that everything's correct. And I guess some people have problems on certain televisions and certain monitors where their settings won't let them run things. They gotta scale it back down to the 8-bit coloring, or it's maybe changing it from 4K back down to 1080, setting your hertz back down to 60 hertz and stuff like that. I mean, I've gone through all of it. I'm pretty sure if you're here because of the same issue, you've gone through all of your settings, you've changed your settings up and down, you've enabled everything, disabled everything. Trust me, I've done the same thing. But you can't seem to find a solution, and it's mainly on optimized games. So I can technically run on my Xbox Series X any game that's like backwards compatible recent games, as long as they have an option to toggle between normal graphics and a high resolution or high performance. Then yeah, some of those games will be playable. But then there's like one game that's just nothing. I won't even let me get past the title screen. And if it does, I mean, it's happened once where it lets me get past the title screen and onto the actual game. It is completely unseeable. I can't even see anything. It's horrible. But yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys the videos, and I'll talk a little bit more as we go. But if you're here for this issue, it's a GPU issue. I'm barely going to send mine in today again for the second time. So my recommendation to you guys is to go ahead and contact Microsoft. Don't go on the website and try to schedule a repair. You need to talk to somebody. That way they can pass on that this is a GPU problem. They're going to go ahead and run tests on your Xbox through the phone. It's just like a general practice thing that they do, like turning it on and off just to make sure that it works. Yeah, I know how redundant that sounds, but that's what they do until they can get confirmation. I will make an update video afterwards, but I don't know, we'll see. Alright, let's hop on to what my Xbox is doing. Alright, I'm gonna load up the medium. Just a bit of information. Most of the time this game crashes at the title screen. I'll be lucky if on the 15th try the game actually decides to go through, but for the most part it'll crash right here. Yep, it's a little frustrating. I'll probably launch it one more time, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys footage of what the gameplay actually looks like. Sometimes when I mess around with my settings, I can bypass the title screen, but for the most part it'll crash before it gets there when it starts syncing up the data, because I played it on my PC. That's the only the way I was managing to play this game was through my PC. But here I am trying to go ahead and mess with my settings a little bit, disable the YCC. Maybe that was messing around with it, but I kid you guys not, it's at 1080p right now because I'm using my capture card to record the footage. But for the most part, I can't enable my 1440p and all of the other settings, the 120 hertz and all that. But even then, even when I'm in high settings like that, it's still not gonna work. It still won't boot up. It'll still have issues. All right, and here we have footage from the one time that I managed to get this game to actually run. As you can see, I have all these little lights reflecting throughout the game. You can see here I bring up my controller just to show that I have everything connected and I'm not just messing with you guys. But yeah, you can see the colors and temperatures change as the game goes. It's almost as if it's in development mode or something. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay, and next I'll be booting up Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, this game I can play on my Series X. I just have to be able to, I can only have it so that the settings are playing it on normal graphics. I cannot enable the high graphics settings on this game. Oh, there was a little bit of artifacting there if you guys saw that right before it booted up. In some cases, when it prompts you to choose your language, when you first start the game, you'll see all of the lights artifacting, as you guys saw that earlier. But right now I'm gonna boot up the game. Boom, right there, menu screen, you can see it. And I'll play with the settings here for a second just so that you guys can see that when I turn off the high resolution, the game goes back to normal. And you can see the tattoos, high resolution. Look at that. This is what I was trying to explain to the Microsoft support guy, what's happening, but I don't think he could understand what I was telling him. Oh god, that's way worse. But here I'll go ahead and boot up the game regardless on high resolution so you guys can see. Generally, this is what the games look like. This isn't just for Yakuza. This is what it looks like for all of my games that are Series X enhanced and that do ray tracing. That's really what it is the ray tracing that messes with it. Alright, and I'll go ahead and close out the game. Okay, and up next I have Call of the Sea. This is the next game that I tried to play, but I was already fed up with this system and what it was doing to me, so I ended up just only getting through the beginning phases of this game. Yeah, I really wanted to get into it. It looked like it was going to be good, but just the light artifacting got to me, and I was fed up with this BS. And this is around the time when this game came out is when I first sent my Xbox in for repair. The first time. I'm gonna fast forward this part. It takes way too long to boot up. Alright, fast forward a little bit, and as you can see right here, I'm staring at a wall. You can see all the little light artifacts throughout the room. And spun around just to make sure that everything else is there. The only difference from this to the medium is that the lights, the actual room light, isn't changing. It's just the way light bounces around the room that I can't do.
I've still got to pack up a few more things. After spending so much time reading this book.
Yeah, I won't spend too much time in this game, but I think this is a good enough evidence for you guys to let you guys see what's going on.
I think I've learned a thing or two about.
So the next game I'm booting up is Outriders. This game is hit or miss because sometimes the game will run fine when I boot it up and while I'm playing, but sometimes it only does that light artifacting situation when I'm changing in and out of levels. I tried to recreate it in this case, but I could not recreate those same issues that I was having. So I'm just going to show you a little bit because I can kind of foreshadow when my GPU is going to start acting up, mainly when the game starts booting up and you can see all of the developer creds. So here, if you guys can pay attention to the top right of the screen, you can see these little light artifacts at the very corner of the screen. You can see all those little artifactings. Usually when games do this, I can already foreshadow that I'm gonna have problems, and I probably won't be able to play that game unless they have settings that I can change and lower down my resolution or turn off the ray tracing aspects. But yeah, that's Outriders. I couldn't get it to replicate my actual problems that I have when I'm actually playing the game. For once, maybe a few updates in, and the GPU is a little bit more optimized on this game, and it doesn't have to do it so much. But even then, it's a problem. Like, I have a roommate, or had a roommate, my friend. He came over. He brought his Xbox Series X over, and he ran all these games perfectly, no problems. So that's how I knew it was more of a hardware issue with me. So for the next game, I didn't actually experience anything this time, which is Gears 5. The first time I booted up this game, I only downloaded it just to see if I had any issues with it. The first time when I played this way back when I first got my Series X, it wouldn't let me. It was doing the same like artifacting and whatnot, but it seems like this time around, even just going down the waterfall here, I had no problems. Everything booted up the way it was supposed to. But I guess maybe after a few updates, the games or my Xbox itself doesn't seem to have that many issues with certain titles. But the problem resists that every time a new game comes out, I'm having these issues with my Xbox, and that's just not right. I want to be able to actually play these games, and I don't see a lot of people having the same issues that I am. So I went ahead and contacted support again, and hopefully this time they can get this situation fixed for me, or might as well just ask for them to send me a new Xbox, because this is kind of ridiculous. I hate to be making this kind of video too, but I mean, at the same time, when I was looking for help to try to figure out what the hell was going on with my Xbox, not a lot of people were having these issues, and there's not a lot of YouTube videos about this either. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video showcasing these problems with you guys, and my journey in trying to get it to get fixed and go back to normal. But if you guys stuck around this far in the video, thanks so much for the views. If this helped you in any way, or just let you gain some more information, go ahead and drop a like down below. I'd appreciate it. Get some more views out there so that more people can see this video that are having this problem. That way they can go ahead and contact support, because there's no other way around it other than getting that hardware part fixed, or just getting another one. And nobody in this moment wants to go ahead and buy another Series X. Depending if you got it straight from retailer, good for you. You can go ahead and grab another one or use your warranty. But those of you that bought it from a scalper, like, no one's gonna dish out that money twice. So it sucks to hear. And it's if it's one of those situations, contact Microsoft, let them know what's going on. If you don't have warranty, if you bought it from a scalper, my best suggestion is to just pay the repair costs and go on ahead buying another one. But like I said before at the beginning of the video, contact support on the phone, let them know what's happening, troubleshoot it with them. That way they understand that it's the games, the hardware. Because if you send it in through just an email, they're just going to go and base off their regular routine on maintenance, and they just boot it up, check the USBs, check the HDMI, make sure that it loads the game, and then they send it right back to you if they don't see any problems with the regular repair maintenance procedure. So you got to let them know ahead of time of what they're actually looking forward to. Then again, I don't know. I did it this second time. So we'll see when I get my Xbox back if those problems persist. Otherwise, yeah. But I'll make an update video for you guys. But let me know down below what you guys think, how you guys feel about these issues. If you guys have any questions, I can try to help you guys out. But I'm also very limited on how much I know about the hardware. So we'll both be shit out of luck. But let's go ahead and have a discussion if you guys have any questions. Thanks again, guys. And make sure to drop a like. Peace.